evening and welcome to our 9 p.m. English news brought to you live by RTD. My name is Anna Farah. Governor Politik, the head of state, chairs the 15th Ministerial Council. BRICS Summit, China headed a BRICS Summit, Xi push for opening economy liberation. And now the national news. The return to politics makes it today the holding of the first Council of Ministers. This council was held under the authority of the head of state, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh. 7 items were on the agenda. More detail with Saïd Mohamed.
Sous la présidence du chef de l'État, Son Excellence M. Ismail Omar Guelleh.
Under the chairmanship of the head of state, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, has been held the 15th meeting of Council Ministers this morning. 7 bills were on the agenda. The first question concerned a settlement. The first question concerned a bill for the settlement of the year 2016. The Djiboutian economy has known since a few years a continuous expansion with growth rate about 5%. This growth of the national GDP was 6.5% in 2016 and should reach 6.7% in 2017, and then in 2018, coupled with a mastery of inflation and a consumer price index estimated at 3.1% 2016 and scheduled to rise to 3.6% in 2017-18. This growth is pulled by trade and investment, in particular in the service sector like rail train linking between the Republic of Djibouti and Addis Ababa and the multi-purpose port of Dorale. Despite these positive developments in the economy, problems persist like fighting unemployment, extreme poverty, and the high indebtedness of the state. The execution of the budget with an amount of 125 billion Djiboutian francs and expenditure to 124 billion Djiboutian francs, either a value of more than 700 Djiboutian francs. The second question concerned a draft decree on the allocation of a parcel of land of 4 acres in Nagad for the benefit of the Federal Republic of Ethiopia and the purpose of building an Ethiopian school. The third question concerned a draft law on the ratification of the Statute of Africa 50. The bottom of the Africa 50 constitutes the only sovereign African institution who has the objective of financial infrastructure and of any nature component with the private sector. This background has an advantage to be able to prepare a window called Africa 50 Development Project, which have the object to fund studies projects which are often lacking in Africa. This background includes all the major economic power of the continent, and it is an emanation of the African Development Bank for the benefit of the continent. It has also the expertise and the experience that is required on the sphere of the international finance.
Subsequently, the council meeting discussed 5 other issues, one concerning the signing of an agreement on understanding and cooperation with Turkey on energy. Once again, more detail with Saïd Mohamed.
Fourth question concerned a draft law on the ratifications of the protocol of agreement between the Republic of Djibouti and Turkey on cooperation in the field of energy. This bill consists with the Energy Strategy 2035, which aims to find alternative solutions to its problem of energy supplies in promoting in this framework the development of renewable energy in the middle of the diversifications of source of production. This protocol has been signed between the 2 countries during the 4th Joint Committee of December 29, 2016. The 5th question concerned a draft law on the ratifications of the Republic of Djibouti for the agreement on the facilitations of trade in the WTO. This agreement of the WTO is historic as it is reached for the first time to strike a balance between commitments and technical assistance, as well as the strengthening of the capacity of developing countries that need to implement it, which has long been an important obstacle in the negotiations. The agreement of trade facilitation in the WTO is defined as a simplification and harmonization of procedures of international trade, as well as the activities, practices, and formalities need to collect and disseminate information relating to the import and export. The sixth question concerned a draft decree for the appointment of the Deputy General Director of the Civil Aviation Authorities, Mr. Daoud Ali Abdou, holder of a Master in Finance, Management and Audit in private sector, is proposed to occupy the positions of Deputy Director of the Civil Aviation Authorities. The seventh question concerned a draft decree of appointing Mr. Ahmed Omar Jama, Civil Administrator Class 3 level of the General Administration, who is appointed General Director of the Population and Family Department. At the end of the meeting, the Ministry of Higher Education has made a report to the Council to its mission in Tunisia from the 20 to the 24th of August 2016. The MACI has, for its part, made a report to the Council concerning to its participation to the TICAD ministerial meeting held in Mozambique from the 24th to the 25th of August 2016. The eighth question concerned a decree appointing Mr. Mohamed Kifla Wa'ais as the Energy Secretary General.
The President of the Republic is expected tomorrow in Astana, Kazakhstan. The President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, is expected tomorrow, Tuesday, in Astana, the capital of Kazakhstan, to make a walking visit of 24 hours. More detail with Hidayah Mohammed live in Astana. Intended to strengthen the equality of the opportunity of the new school 2017-2018, a boarding school of excellence offer favorable condition of success to the college student, Djibouti high school student. This school will be located at PK13 and will be hosted on the second year class, third year class, and the sixth year class of 25 pupils. It should be noted that the school will welcome the most brilliant students. They will be sorted out. The students will be distinguished through the result to the different, and they will be passed. The school will benefit from a reinforced coaching pedagogy accompanied of quality with experienced specialists. This school aims at excellence through a school reach from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. in the afternoon through dictated digital tools that aim to improve the student performance, strengthening scientific discipline with other modern learning and method of academic. The announcement of this medical antenna has made it this Monday, 4 September, by Director General of the CNSS, Mr. Hassan Roble Obsiye, during the first information day of the channel that provides the University of Djibouti, a day which is also enabled to inform the modality and inscription of sickness assurance for students. In effect, the student of university should be able to get assurance in contribution for 20,000 francs Djibouti only by academic year in order to obtain a full medical cover. In other words, a student will benefit from a support total medical ranging from consultation in passing by analysis medical biology to the hospitalization. The student of the academic year 2017-2018 will therefore be the second promotion to benefit from the sickness assurance. However, novelty will be the setting of the establishment of this medical antenna of CNSS within the new campus, the University of Djibouti, located in Balbala, a campus NAF brand that the President of the University of Djibouti, Dr. Jama' Mohamed Hassan, has invited students. On his side, therefore, the General Director of the CNSS, Mr. Hassan Roble Obsiye, insists that universal health assurance is the fruit of the policy of the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh. He also gave more detail on the medical antenna. As part of the daily evacuation mission, the Djibouti Coast Guard proceeded in the morning of 31st August 2017 from the town of Obok in the north of the capital, the evacuation of 7 people seriously wounded, as well as the bodies of a female person in a car accident. During a program suppressed of illegal immigrants of Ethiopian origin, indeed for a week for the strong gust of wind comes in had affected at the sea, as you know, in the Coast Guard did not bother to accomplish its mission and sent a speedboat designated for the specific mission to the institution through the Djiboutian territory's water. The concert of the icon of the Djiboutian music, Fatma Mansour, continued yesterday evening also in the theater of the Salim. The diva of Djibouti song Fatma Mansour was allowed in her arrival in the theater, as it should be by all her fans, which is wanted in a large majority a speed recovery. Several singers will participate in this major concert, long awaited by the Djiboutian young. No favor cease to manifest their satisfaction on social network, and account of solidarity in the favor of the Djiboutian diva is opening in the Salam Africa Bank for any private donation who want to participate this support. The diva of the Djiboutian song Fatma Mansour thanks all the persons who participated financially or materially in passing by the member of the government or the civil society. At the end of the holiday, for many Djiboutians who have fled the greater heat of the capital for the new weeks of the rest in Ethiopia or the hedge of the Chora or Arta, the time of return to Djibouti has come. It is also synonym with the re-entry of the class. All students must now resume the part of the school. For this return of holiday, the prefecture of the region of the Chora choose ask motorists to double their vigilance, caution on the road. In this period of the year, very many vehicles operated in both directions of the route. The gendarmerie assigned to the Chora have been mobilized to help streamline the traffic on the road of King Fahad, which connect Tajora to the capital. They are present on the item considered sensitive and dangerous. This presence deter the driver that support a little too much on the acceleration to quick reach to the capital. Unfortunately, in spite of this provision and advice, road accidents still occur. Last Saturday, this road of King Fahad has recorded 2 accidents which have cost the life of 3 people in total. The flood of the river is also the origin of another accident on the road. The conductors are called for the caution and the respect of the cost of the road to the reckless driver are unfortunately endanger their life and another person. The excessive speed is to avoid. The prefecture of Techora has urged motorists to be prudent, indicated that road safety is the case of all. It must all costs avoid the tragedy on the road. And now the major headlines from African continent. Gabon on Sunday announced a ban on opposition leader, including a former top African Union officer, Jean-Bic, from leaving the country in what is said a temporary administration measure. For more detail, listen to Said Mohammed, please.
Gabonese opposition leader John Ping, other close aides have been banned from leaving Gabon after calling for a popular uprising to remove Gabon's President Ali Bongo Ondimba. Early in August, Gabonese officials blocked a local TV channel after it aired John Ping's call for a civil protest aimed at ensuring that Ali Bongo leaves power. Grilled on the decisions to stop John Ping and his close aides from leaving the country, Gabon Interior Minister Noel Mata said that the ban is in response to the opposition leader's statement for calling for a rebellion and a civil war. John Ping's camp believe that it is an infringement on civil liberties, which does not surprise the opposition in any way. The top opposition leader declared himself winner of last year's presidential election after accusing Ali Bongo of using fraud and force to clinch to power.
In China now, the non-BRICS summit opened this morning in Xi'an. The BRICS group of emerging economy must promote trade, liberation, and an open world economy. Chinese President Xi Jinping said at a business meeting on Sunday at the start of the third day of the summit being held in Southeast China. More detail for Saeed Mohammed, please.
The BRICS bloc of emerging nations, Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa gathered Sunday in Chinese province in Sichuan, which President Xi Jinping heading the 9th summit for the first time. These 5 countries now represent 44% of the world population and 24% of global GDP. With their strong economic performance, these countries are now key players in the world economy and in global governance when speaking for the developing world. The Chinese President Xi Jinping said he looked forward to working with other BRICS leaders to ensure that Xi'an summit would deliver results that would inject fresh impetus into cooperation in the group, offer new solutions on improving global governance, and make new contribution to world economic growth. Chinese President Xi Jinping had to firefight the news of North Korean nuclear tests at the BRICS summit, which opened on Sunday. The subject intruded on his keynote opening speech and he had to refer to it, but at the side events, the business forum, he concentrated on the progress made by the group of developing nations. In the past decade, the combined GDP of our 5 countries had grown up by 179%, trade by 94% and urban population by 28%. All this has contributed significantly to stabilizing the global economy and returning to growth, and has delivered tangible benefits to more than 3 billion people, he said. Among the BRICS leaders present at the forum were Brazil, Michel Temer, and South Africa, Jacob Zuma, while Xi Jinping met Russian President Vladimir Putin in a bilateral round of talks. This is the 9th BRICS summit and the business forum last 2 days, while the summit and its record 1,200 attendees work on until Tuesday. Representatives from nearly 80 Fortune's 500 multinationals are also present.
That's all for this evening news. Thank you for watching, guys, and have a wonderful evening.